Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm gonna show you my tips and tricks for flawless base, flawless like everyday makeup, and I'm only gonna use drugstore makeup. There might be one or two products that I don't have a drugstore for, but they're gonna be mostly drugstore products. Yeah, I feel like it's been a while since I showed you how I do my base, like my foundation and everything, because lately in my makeup videos I don't really show you my base because I concentrate more on the eye look. And yeah, just thought I would show you the way I do it right now. Yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today, and that is all. So the makeup's gonna be really natural, of course, because I'm only gonna show you my base. Let's just get right into it. So the first thing I'll do when I do my makeup is I moisturize. So I'm gonna start with moisturizing my lips. I just use some Vaseline because that's what helps the most for my lips. Next, I'm using my Hydra Genius, the one for oily skin. I don't put it everywhere. I try to put it like mostly here, but that's where I'm really dry. The other parts don't really, I just don't mind. So I put like one pump. This is how much I put, like barely anything. You can see that? Because I'm really dry here. So I don't really put anything on my forehead, or I just put whatever's left sometimes. After I moisturize my face, I do primer. Okay, so for this primer, I don't really have one from the drugstore. So I'm gonna use my SmashBox primer. This one is the smoothing one. I have one by NYX, but I really don't like it, so I wouldn't recommend it. That's why I'm not using it and showing you guys. I'm not even gonna tell you which one it is. I just put it everywhere, like mostly in the center of my face, because the rest, honestly, it's not a big problem. So for today's look, I am going to color correct just a little bit. So I'm going to use my NYX Concealer Correcter. You guys see me use this like in my early videos, only because I have a big ass like mark here. I had a pimple and I kept playing with it, even this. So I just want to hide this for today's look. I have a lot more, but these I don't really mind, honestly. It's just this one is really bothering me. So that's what we're gonna do right now. So I'm just gonna use a small brush, like a concealer brush like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's okay if you see it through, but you just want it to hide a little bit. And if you're wondering why I have so many pimples here, it's because my skin is congested right now. Like I get a lot of, it's almost like I'm getting a lot of oils back because it's getting hotter and hotter, but it doesn't want to come out, so it just doesn't come out, so it's just like, it's clogged basically. I need to do a mask, but I don't really have time for this. So next, we're gonna do foundation. This is a really good foundation. I don't know why nobody's talking about it. This is my L'Oreal True Match. You guys see me like mix it with my Fit Me, but lately I've been using it alone because it used to be a bit too pale for me, but right now I'm really pale because it's like the end of winter and there's barely any sun. You guys can see I'm really pale. Yeah, so me, I'm in the color C6, which is soft stable. This foundation is so good. You guys should really check it out. They have a lot of shades and it's just amazing. It covers really well, it's buildable, it blends really well. It keeps your face like matte and also like really like flawless. And also they have a lot of like undertone. Like me, I use the cool one only because in Canada they don't have everything, but we're starting to get like a lot more shades lately. So maybe I might go and find a warmer foundation, but this one is really good. And it also has SPF, so it's really good for the sun. So first, make sure you shake it. You can see this one is pretty warm already, but they say it's more cool tone. It's such a good drugstore foundation. I don't know why nobody's talking about this one. It's really good, and it's not too thick, and when I wear it, it's like I don't feel anything. It's so like, how do you guys say that? It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's light. That's the word. It's light. It's a light foundation with a lot of coverage, basically. I mean, you don't need that much, but I don't know. For flawless base, I always use my beauty blender because I find it gives me the best flawless base ever. And it doesn't work too quick. This foundation is really nice. So you just want to blend. So next what I do is my brows. I'm just gonna brush them up like this. And by the way, the foundation, you can build it up if you want. You can go from a light coverage to like almost medium to like full coverage if you want to, and it won't look cakey. So right now I have like maybe 2 layers and this is how it looks. But sometimes my layers, I just put more on my cheeks because this is my problem area where I have like dark marks. So that's why, like you'll see on my cheeks, I put a little bit more than the rest of my face. So for my brows, I'm gonna use my Total Temptation brow pencil. I got a brow definer. I'm in the color Deep Brown. I don't use this one much because I find it's almost too creamy, so it makes my brows a little bit too harsh. Sometimes I have to use a really, really light hand. But it is a nice color and it's actually really good. Just for me, since I like my brows to be like really, really natural, it's not necessarily the best product for me, but I can appreciate it. That's all I do with my brows. I don't do much, honestly. So I'm just gonna brush it again, just so there's no harsh lines. So before we clean our brows, I'm gonna do my contour. I don't really have a contour to show you, so I'm just gonna use my Bobbi brown, this one here. And I'm gonna use my contour brush. On a day-to-day basis, I don't put much, honestly. I'll put it mostly here, just like that. The reason why I'm doing my contour first, my bronzer first, is just so like we can kind of cut it after with some concealer and some powder, so it looks more flawless. I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose, on the sides here. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but I really do. Okay, so now we're gonna clean the brows. To clean my brows, I use my Fit Me concealer because it's like close to my shade and I don't want a highlighted look for my brows. I'm gonna put a little bit on my lids because they're pretty dark. And I don't have any more concealer. Uh-oh, concealer. Fuck. So I'm gonna blend everything with my beauty blender. So lately for under my eyes, I've been using my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop. You guys know I really love this concealer. Except for the fact that it's thick. I'm gonna mention it again, it's really thick. I'm in the color Golden Honey. In case you guys haven't seen it, I'm gonna link it down below, the review that I have on this concealer. So I'm gonna use it for my under eyes, just to highlight my face basically. So since it dries a little bit fast, I'm gonna do one side at a time. And I'm blending everything with my beauty blender again. See, if you work fast, it blends like by itself. It blends so nicely. I'm just gonna cut my cheeks also, just a little bit. You don't need much, honestly. This concealer goes a long way and it's really creamy. So to bake, I'm gonna use my NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder. This is a new one for me. I just bought it like a few days ago. So far I really like it. I took the color Banana just because you guys know I'm looking for a more highlighted look lately. So I'm just gonna apply it. It looks like this. It's really yellow. And I'm just gonna bake. Well, I'm gonna set and bake a little bit with this powder. And I'm gonna use my beauty blender again. So the reason why I use a beauty blender most of the time for my setting is because it's wet, so it kind of melts everything. It melts really well on your skin. You guys can see it's like already disappeared. It's already set in my skin. See? So I'm just gonna add a little bit wherever I highlighted. So a little bit on my forehead, a little bit on my chin, a little bit on the sides here, and my nose. I don't know if you guys can see that. So next I'm just gonna bake with the same powder. So what I do first, I set, and then after I bake, just to make sure like no oils will come through or anything like that. If you have oily skin, you don't have to be like gentle about it. You can put as much as you want. It's okay. Don't be afraid. There's no problem. And I'm going to cut my cheeks also. I'm gonna bake a little bit on my forehead, just for the sake of it. So just like this. So I'm gonna let it sit a little bit. In the meantime, I'm gonna do my lashes. I'm using my Voluminous Cover Brim Black by L'Oreal. I love this one. This is my favorite mascara actually. So I just went ahead and put on some lashes and everything. So I'm just gonna dust off this. I'm just gonna use like a brush like that. I don't know how to clean it. Honestly, if you have dry skin, I don't suggest you doing that also for so long, because you will have flashback and it will look cakey. For me it's okay because I do have dry skin, oily skin, sorry. I do have oily skin. You can see it does that off really easily. And you guys, I have a big like ring light in front of me and you guys can't even see the powder anymore. So no flashback. I don't look white. or anything like that. I'm just gonna do my lips. Just to keep up with the theme, my lips are gonna be Drugstore products. So I'm gonna start with my Rimmel lip liner. Next, I'm gonna use my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Abu Dhabi on top. I'm just gonna gloss it up a little bit with my Vivid Lacquer in the color Unreal. Just a little bit. So now we're gonna highlight. I'm not gonna spend too much time on the highlighted part because we're basically done. I'm gonna highlight my face. I'm using my Master Chrome by Maybelline. Lately I've been using my stippling brush. I know it's not a brush for highlight, but I find it blends the highlight better than anything else. That's why I've been using it. You can see it's like it melts in my skin. Okay, and just to make sure everything is well melted together, I'm gonna use my Mirlaine to set my face for today. Just like that. Oh my god, that's a lot. And while my face is still a little bit wet, I'm gonna go back to my highlight and just add a little bit more so it looks more blinding. If you guys can see that. Look at my nose. Crazy. See that? I mean, okay guys, so that's it. That's the way I do my base makeup, my foundation routine, basically for a flawless face. And everything I use is Drugstore except for my primer and my bronzer, I think. Yeah, and my bronzer. So everything else was Drugstore. You guys can see how good it looks and how you can ball on a budget. Like you can look really, really good on a budget. Like this is my base. There's no flashbacks whatsoever. Even if I set my face and baked and everything, there's no flashback. I'm gonna insert a picture right here in front of the sun. You guys will see how good it looks under the sun and how like I don't look cakey or anything like that. It just looks flawless. I mean, I don't really have much to say. I just hope you guys enjoyed the video as usual. I just want to say thank you to everybody who likes, comment, and subscribe. You guys know I appreciate you guys. And yeah, that's basically it. So I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.